Hey there, football fans. Welcome back to Goalside. Before we start, don't forget to participate in our lottery for a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and write the hidden message you'll find later in the video in the comments. Good luck. Manchester City are a force to be reckoned with in recent years as Pep Guardiola created a winning machine that has won 2 consecutive Premier League titles in a historic feat, breaking all sorts of records in the process. In this period, however, the citizens missed out on the Champions League success. A couple of disappointing campaigns saw Guardiola's team failing to reach the semifinals 3 times in a row, and they wanted to change that in the near future. Then the shocking news arrived. The footballing world was stunned to hear that Manchester City received a 2-year ban from UEFA's European competitions due to breaking financial fair play required to participate in any of UEFA's club competitions. Nobody saw it coming. Both the players and the manager were left for dead when they heard the news, knowing that they won't compete at the very highest level against the best from Europe for 2 years. Not only that, but the club received a substantial fine of $30 million for their misconduct in the past. So, how did it come to this? Well, it all started way back in 2012. Manchester City wanted to dominate Europe, and they didn't hesitate to do anything needed in order to achieve this goal. But as it turns out, they were doing some shady stuff as well. In order to understand the shady part, we must first look at the rules of financial fair play. FFP was first introduced in the 2011-2012 season. The basic outlay of the new law was that no club is allowed to spend more money than what they've earned. This meant no outside sourcing from sheiks and oligarchs, basically establishing a status quo in the world of football. The smaller clubs couldn't now rise to the top with heavy investors, while the big ones were protected not to get any more competition among the richest. After this law was introduced, the only legal outside source of income for the clubs were the sponsorship deals. Obviously, Manchester City earned a ton from their main sponsor, the Etihad Airways, as well as from the Premier League TV rights, match revenue income, etc. However, according to FFP, the sponsorship deal mustn't overcome the realistic income from the said sponsor. This means that no private owner could now invest indirectly into the club via sponsorships and such. Manchester City broke this rule in 2012 and kept breaking it until 2016. UEFA's investigation committee concluded that City purposefully inflated the financial value of their sponsorship deals, getting themselves a head start on the competition who had to play by the rules. Manchester City earned £67 million a year from Etihad Airways alone. It would later show that most of those fundings came directly from the Sheikh Mansour himself, not the sponsorship deal. Obviously, this is bypassing the law, and after Football Leaks displayed the documents publicly, Der Spiegel took the effort of analyzing it all, leaving UEFA's investigation committee with the simple task of handing the verdict to Manchester City. But this could only open up Pandora's box. City already hired some of the best lawyers in the world to work on this case. They're going after not just UEFA, but the other clubs that may have broke UEFA's rules one way or another in an attempt to show that most European giants are circumventing the rules. We could have a very bloody legal fight on our hands, and no stone will be unturned in this investigation that could take place in the following months. One thing is for sure, however, Manchester City will file a complaint as soon as possible. Perhaps this could even open up a window of opportunity to play in the next season's Champions League if the legal process goes all the way to July of 2020, when the squads for the competition are being registered. The official club statement is clear. They will fight this case. The club has always anticipated the ultimate need to seek out an independent body and process to impartially consider the comprehensive body of irrefutable evidence in support of its position. Simply put, this is a case initiated by UEFA, prosecuted by UEFA, and judged by UEFA. With this prejudicial process now over, the club will pursue an impartial judgment as quickly as possible and will therefore, in the first instance, commence proceedings with the Court of Arbitration for Sport at the earliest opportunity. The rumor has it that Manchester City's complaint will be taken into consideration and that the ban could be downplayed from 2 years to 1, making it a much smoother transition for the citizens. The biggest issue for the club at the moment is the players themselves. The squad that they assemble contains some of the best players in the world. Kevin De Bruyne is widely acknowledged as the best midfielder in Europe, and the likes of Bernardo Silva, Aymeric Laporte, Raheem Sterling, and many others are undoubtedly world-class players. Being players of such high quality, there's no question about them wanting to compete at the top with the best teams in Europe. This could pose a problem for City, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see the club reward the players with bigger contracts in order for them to stay loyal to the club. As for their cornerstone in the project, Pep Guardiola, he confirmed that he will stay with the club no matter what. Guardiola confirmed this to the media, saying, "If they don't sack me, that can happen, but if they don't sack me, I will stay here. I want to stay. I want to help the club. If it is possible to maintain this level as long as possible, why should I leave? I said before, I love this club." As for the team as a whole, this might unite the squad like no other motivator in the world could. They're determined to prove UEFA wrong and use perhaps the last opportunity with this backbone to win the Champions League. David Silva is in his last season with the club. and Kun Agüero announced leaving at the end of the following season. Two of the biggest club legends never conquered Europe with the Citizens, and it's their last shot at making it happen, ending their stint at the club in style. Manchester City are facing a tough challenge of Zinedine Zidane's Real Madrid in the round of 16. Zidane never lost a Champions League tie with Los Blancos, winning the competition an unprecedented 3 consecutive times between 2016 and 2018. However, the ban and the whole drama surrounding the club right now could boost the players even more to show determination and prove that they're the best in Europe, slapping UEFA in the face if they're able to win it all. With all the noise surrounding them, the players seem to have taken the news calmly, knowing full well that they need to be at 100% against Real Madrid. Laporte was among the first to come out after the ban news. "We are professionals, a big team with big personalities in the dressing room, and I think we just think about football, nothing else. We are professionals and have to do our job. That's all. We don't need more motivation for anything. Every game is tough and we have to be focused. The Champions League is important for us and we want the best campaign we can do." Sky Sports even reported that Guardiola made a passionate claim to the team about sticking with them no matter what. "Whatever league we are in, I will still be here. Even if they put us in League 2, I will still be here. This is a time for sticking together." On the other hand, the rest of the Premier League are celebrating. Manchester City's Champions League ban opens up an additional spot for the next season for the best European competition. It's almost certain that City will finish in the top 4 come the end of the season. This means that the 5th-place club in the Premier League is going directly to the Champions League next season. It's a big fight for the remaining spot, too. Chelsea look primed to secure the 4th place, but all of Manchester United, Tottenham, Wolverhampton, and Sheffield United have their ambitions in pursuing the newly opened Champions League spot. Even though there are plenty of rational reasons for the ban to happen, some conspiracy theories popped up, explaining the situation further. According to some reports, Sheikh Mansour didn't want to cooperate or listen to UEFA's advice on handling things according to their instructions. Paris Saint-Germain are often cited as another example of continuously breaking the FFP. However, the Parisians took UEFA's advice, and even though it's almost certain that they broke the rules, the organization left them alone with reports of a lot of questionable deals under the table. It's tough times at Manchester City. The board is all over the legal case, looking for gaps in UEFA's laws and exploits to take advantage of, while the management is torn between handling the footballing matters and focusing on the ban itself. Meanwhile, players are the ones that will have to continue working hard day in, day out, hoping for UEFA to pull back on the fine and allow them to compete with some of the world's best. Premier League is already lost, with Liverpool's unstoppable run creating a bigger gap week after week, and the only chance to save the season is the European trophy. It's time to show character and strength, and there's no better test than the Champions League tie against Real Madrid. So, hopefully, we'll all enjoy the 2 matches between these giants with so much at stake. So, let the best team win.